Hello, all right. So happy to be here. We are on to chapter number 4. Our focus today is the components of a computer. All right. That is the anatomy, you can say that, and of a computer and how it works or how it functions, right? So organizations, of course, invest in computer systems these days, right? Everybody wants to upgrade their computer technology, information technology, or computer system all the time, right? So that they can catch on with current um, trends. You don't want to be left out. McDonald's just spent about $6 billion just to upgrade their computer system to make your experience there, to make customers' experience there better, and also for them to be able to quickly serve and serve more customers. So this is a big deal. As and then what Home Depot also spent about 11 billion, right? They spent it on you being able to order before you even come there for delivery stuff and all that, right? I know McDonald's has a little what you call a kiosk or something. When you go out there, you just order and sit outside, and you order on the screen and sit outside. You guys know what I'm talking about. So as a manager, you have to come up with all these decisions as to what kind of computer system you need, what kind of information technology system you need, what kind of information management system that you need that's going to serve you better. Because you can do certain things and customers don't even want it. That's not what customers want. So you still have to really gather information, analyze information before you even go out there to set up or to buy what the new technology or some technology that you think is gonna improve your business. The computer itself is made up of two components, right? It's made up of the hardware and the software. The hardware is the computer itself, right? Um, and uh, and the software is mostly the programs that are in the computer that 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 the computer takes instructions from and be able to deliver for you, right? Okay, so the computer itself, the hardware has four components. It has four components. We have the CPU, which is the core processing unit. We also can just call it just core. We also have the memory. We have the bus, and then we have the input and output. All right. So the core computer part, as I said, receives instructions and performs calculations or actions based on those instructions, right? The memory, of course, it what stores whatever information is put in so that you can pull it up some other time. The bus is just like the bus that is driven. You understand, what that means, or you can think about what that means. It kind of relays information throughout the computer, and then the input and the output is more of the internal and external connection. So one computer is getting information from another computer or another system coming in and going out, right? So that's quite different from the bus. Don't make that mistake, all right? So there are certain computers that have multi-core processors. We normally have 2, 4, 6, and all these determine how fast your computer can work. How far sometimes some computers are just slow, right? You might think it's the weather or something, or it could be the connection, but the computers are just sometimes slow, you got to upgrade. All right. So every processor has a speed to perform its function, right? The speed that a computer takes is called what? A clock speed. All right. And the clock speed is measured in what? Gigabytes. It's measured in gigahertz, not gigabytes. It's measured in gigahertz. That means 1 billion, no 1 million, 1 billion cycles. So unfortunately, the higher the clock speed, the more that your computer runs in danger of overheating. All right. So let's come to memory, the memory part of the computer, where information is stored for another day, right? You can pull it out. Some stay in forever for the duration of your computer. Some also you can lose it. And why? Why do you lose it? We're gonna explain that. So we have the main memory of the computer, which is embedded in the computer system. It comes with a computer, right? And we also have the secondary memory, which is more or less a software, right? Which you got to buy and be able to move some of your stuff onto it for safe storage. So with the main memory, which it provides, of course, the CPU. The CPU, by the way, serves like the engine. The engine of a car. It's like that for the computer. So it's more or less the engine room. So with the main memory, we have what? One, the random access memory, or which is called RAM. So this is embedded in the hardware. It comes with a computer hardware. It's embedded in it, and it stores information. But what it is if there's any power outage, any power disruption, you're gonna lose all the things that you stored, right? So it is more or less, it is very volatile. All right. We also have the cache memory, which is cache is what? CACHE. It is all in your PowerPoint. It is faster. It is just a faster memory system, so you can do whatever you want. You can pull the information out real fast and get everything real fast. But the third one, which is the ROM, the ROM, or the ROM, is the read-only memory. All right, people call it a ROM. People call it a ROM. It is not volatile, so that you can permanently store your information there. All right. So when there's any power outage, whatever this thing is, it's still there. You can pull it out. All right. So apart from the main memory, we also have what? The secondary memory. All right, which stores what? Large amounts of data, which you can't put everything in your computer, so you need extra space. All right, and it stores it permanently. These days we don't have what? The hard disk drives anymore. What do we have? We have the USB flash drives. All right. We also used to have what? The magnetic tapes, such as cassettes and cartridges. We also have the memory cards, right, which is mainly used in our cell phones and stuff. We have the optical discs, right, which is like a DVD, CD, and then we of course these days we have what? The cloud. All right. So the fourth component of a computer is what? Is the input and output, which mainly serves as what? Getting data into a computer, making it readable. When it's readable, we call it a human readable data, right? Such as sales order. When you get a sales order, you can read it. But it's also the machine readable, which is what? The barcode. The machine can read it and then interpret it for you. So the common the common input devices are a keyboard, of course, where you type things into the computer, right? And also a mouse, or you can use touch screen, right? Or you can use pen input devices and stuff. Pen input, what you call the devices. Okay, what is next? And then you also have the output devices, which allows you to see what is being transmitted from the computer, right? Or coming from another computer system. So what do we have here? We have the audio, we have the visual, which is the screen. We have what you call it, also the printers and the plotters, right? The printers and the plotters, which allows you to get information out. Computers can be classified into two. We have the special purpose computer, and then we have the general purpose computer. The special purpose computer is limited to a specific task. So if you go to the mechanic shop, if you go to AutoZone, they're going to come out, they're going to test your car, put something in there, right, just to diagnose your car, to see its performance, to see what is wrong, what they got to fix. That is what a special purpose computer. And then a general purpose computer is the regular computers that we all have, that we use in our schools and in our businesses and all that. So on the general purpose computer, we have the portable computer, which is the smartphones. This is a portable computer, the laptops, the tablets, what have you. All right, and then we also have the non-portable, which is mainly so portable is used by one person. No, two people cannot use it unless the person is sitting by you and forcing their way to see what you're doing. But it's meant for one person. So we have the portable, we have the non-portable, which is more or less the desktop, and then we have the systems. And then we have the systems computer, which is used by multiple people concurrently, right? So with a non-portable, we have the desktop. We also have the thin client computer, right? Thin client computer, which looks like these modern day TVs. It just has a screen and it's sitting out there. It doesn't have the big background. We also have the workstation, which is long, right? Like what some of us use out there. It's like a multi-screen computer, so you can pull information from here to here. You know what I'm talking about? You also have the NetTop, which is a smaller version of the desktop. All right, and so on. All right, so with a systems computer, it serves, like I said, it serves a whole bunch of people at the same time concurrently. We have a server, like a web server, right? Internet is able to serve a whole lot of people at the same time, right? You can communicate. Everybody is on it, checking things out. And the fact that I'm checking something out on Google, that don't mean that you shouldn't be checking. I mean, you can have access to that, right? So it is a server, a computer employed by many users to perform a specific task, such as running network or internet applications. All right. Now we also have the main frame computers. All right. These are like refrigerators. They are big, they are huge, they are fast, and they process a whole lot of information. They are mainly used by banks. Some of them are used by NASA. Right? Why do banks need this? They're also used by credit card companies. So this is what banks use to be able to provide you with your mobile banking system, right, where you can access your accounts, right? So it's serving a whole lot of people. It is one computer, but it's able to serve a whole lot of people. So that is an example of that. Even when you go to the DVD, right? DMV. When you go to government DMV, they also have these things so that they can be able to serve you better. So these things are controlled by the mainframe computers. We also have super computers, all right, which is the most powerful computers, and is mostly used by government agents, by NASA again, to crunch numbers real fast to be able to develop some nuclear programs and all that, to be able to have earthquake simulation, to check weather forecasting and all that. All right, so now let's go on. Now we have this phenomenon of what we call green computing. Now, you know what green is. When we say going green, it means what? We're trying to preserve the environment because we only have one planet, and we are depleting its resources so fast, and it's becoming so alarming. They said it's gonna be increase in temperature and all that. So we gotta try to conserve our environment, to plant trees, to recycle our products, to not contaminate, to not pollute, right? And a lot of businesses are at the forefront with this, right? They are leading this service. In the same way, computers are also going green. So we have green computers where we want to reduce the hazardous things in a computer. We also to make sure that these computers have low power consumption, all right, low power consumption, and also we want to encourage safe disposal of the computer, right? All right. So now, what else we have? For the main computer, we have components. I said the hardware and software. So let's talk about the software. They are computer programs that control the workings of the computer hardware, right? So they are more or less the mind of the computer hardware. It's like, oh, I got this, let me do it. I mean, you all know how mind works. Not necessarily the brain itself, because the brain is there. The brain is the hardware. The brain is there. But then what is going to come into your mind, right? Then you're going to take action. So that is how it is. We have, so it's a set of instructions, data, and programs that tell a computer what to do, and how to do it, basically, right? We have two types. We have the systems software, and we have the application software. All right. The primary purpose of a system software is to control the operations of a computer hardware. All right. It comes with the computer. There is a software that is already in the computer, which makes the computer operate the way it operates. All right. It includes an operating system, just like I said. All right. So then the application software is the app. We call it simply the app. There's an app for that, right? So examples of these apps are many. The spreadsheets that we use with word processor, Excel, web browsers. Businesses spend about $500 billion a year just to be able to get software, computer software, the right software for people to be able to have access to or to do their jobs in there very well. All right. Okay, where are we? All right. So we also have what we call the operating system. An operating system, or normally OS, is a set of programs that controls the computer hardware and acts as an interface with the software, with the application software, with the app. All right. So it kind of, when we say interface, it's like two programs that come together to interact. So you put in the software, it interacts with the computer hardware, right? So that interaction is what we call the operating system. The operating system. So examples are Microsoft Windows, right? We have the Mac. OS X, iOS. We have the Linux. We have Google, Android, Chrome, HP. Right. So organizations normally buy off the shelf software, which is quite cheaper, but they also have the proprietary software, which is more expensive, which is doesn't have, you don't run the risk of it breaking down or causing any no glitches, right? And no, what you call it, cyber, what you call it, security problems, right? Okay, we have what we call SaaS, software as a service. So these days, you don't really have to go to the store to go buy the software and put it in a computer. All you can do is just download it. What do we download? What kind of software do we download? Zoom. We download Zoom. We download what? Dropbox. We download AWS, Amazon, what? Web service. We also download what? Microsoft Office 365. We have that on our computers, right? We have the Adobe. We have Google. We have all kinds, and these providers are making gazillion money, right? Because you always have to upgrade them. You pay a lot of money for it. That's just modern stuff. That's just modernity. That's how it is now. We have programming language. It's a formal language designed to communicate what you call instructions to a computer. If you are into computers a lot, if you know technology, you're going to know that we have something like Java. We have Python. We have SQL, right? Which is a structured query language. All right. Let's see. So software upgrades are always necessary, and this is how a lot of businesses are making money, as I said. So your job as a manager of information system is to be able to know what is out there, what software applications are out there, what better computer, with better CPUs, better memory. You also have to know what kind of secondary memory technologies that you want to go buy. You have to know what you are going to use all these technology for. How is it going to you just don't go buy it because it is out there. How is it going to serve your business? You have to sit down and analyze it. Are these customers going to be happy? Are my employees going to be able to use it? Are they well trained? What is the purpose of us using these things? What exactly is it going to achieve? You don't just go get it just for getting it sake, right? There was a situation, in my school where they wanted, they wanted to download a software which is used for grading purposes, right? But then it was a small school. It was just like here. It's quite a small school. You don't have a whole lot of people. So the grading shouldn't be computerized. You don't need a software to implement to grade. The professors can just grade it. Sometimes, just because there's something out there, it doesn't mean that you should go buy it. So this is the job of the management information system, or the manager himself or herself, with regards to how effective you use your management information system. And again, you all know that using management information systems, of course, is going to improve your businesses, your entire business process from input to output, right? It's going to give you a competitive advantage, which means it's going to create more value. You're going to be able to create more value for customers, or you can be able to lower costs but maintain the same quality, right? So this is chapter 4. Go ahead and read it. read the PowerPoint, see if you can, and then I hope this video serves you well. And also, what else? Then answer the few questions submitted by Saturday. All right. All right. So until same time, take care. Bye bye.